Hello, chappers. I hope you are good and all is fantastically marvellous. Here is a sign that I improvised. I think it is sublime. A simple work of art. My name is Liam Ruck. I'm an actor, voiceover, and also a coach. And the topic of today's conversation is improvisation. And why should you use improvisation in your actor training? Well, improvisation is a marvellous tool. It allows you to stretch not only yourself, but to push the limits of other actors also. Now, what is improvisation? Improvisation is the ability to come up with a performance at a moment's notice, with little to no stimulus whatsoever. So you might be given a couple of words, a sentence, and be asked to improvise straight away with another actor or by yourself. Or possibly you could get some preparation time, maybe 15 minutes, and then be asked to perform a small improvised performance. Now, why is improvisation so important? Well, it allows you to stretch your creativity and push the boundaries of what once you thought were your limits and exceed that limit and test yourself. Now I'm going to tell you a little story about improvisation and my experience. So I was in a performance, this was a few years ago, and there was a group of actors on the stage and they were talking to another character. So there were about 5 or 6 of us, and then there was a solo character on the opposite side of the stage. Now we were bouncing lines around that we'd learnt, and then suddenly one actor, which I don't know who it was at the time, forgot their line. And then all the actors in this bundle came out of character, started looking at one another, started to get frustrated with one another, and then they started to even whisper under their breath. I hope the audience didn't hear. Whose line is it? Whose line is it? Well, I stood at the back in character like this, and then burst out into an improvisation around the subject of the scene. And then the other actors jumped in and started improvising with me. Now, it was a comedy, so the audience thought that that was part of the performance. And I improvised, and the scene continued, and then we all got off the stage, and they started blaming each other and started saying, whose line was the one that was missed? And I said, don't worry about it. We improvised it, we stayed in character, well, I certainly stayed in character, and they got back into character and finished the scene. But if I didn't have the ability to improvise, then the scene would have been people looking at each other like this until somebody backstage got the script and fed the line back into the scene, which would have broken up the performance and the illusion to the audience. They would have been taken out of the performance. So this is one instance where improvisation really came in handy. Now, when you're on a stage, improvisation is fantastic because it allows you the flexibility, if anything does go wrong, if anybody does fluff their line, to continue with the performance. Can't speak today. It allows you to continue with the performance. Now, this can get you out of some really tricky spots. Now, in a filming context, you can obviously cut and do the scene again and again and again and again and try it in a multitude of different ways. But whilst on the stage, it's a little bit more difficult. But if you have the ability to improvise and you are fully immersed in your character, you can make the scene continue and make things seem seamless. So this is one instance where improvisation is fantastic. Now, what I want to suggest to you is to look on YouTube at famous actors who have improvised certain scenes. Now, if you type in auditions for Logan, you will see the little girl who played Logan's daughter improvise with Hugh Jackman. And also, if you look up Django Unchained, you will see Leonardo DiCaprio smashes his hand through a glass, but incorporates this into his performance because he was totally immersed in his character and had the ability to improvise and be flexible, even though he was on a film set where he could have smashed it and said cut. He didn't. He stayed fully in character and continued the scene and used the blood in his hand in the scene. So keep on developing your talent, keep on using different techniques, and I'm going to do a number of videos with different techniques for you to try out. So keep watching, keep pushing yourself forward as a performer, and I'll talk to you soon.
Please like old chappers.
Please share, everyone.
Please subscribe.
If you would subscribe, like and share, I would be very, very happy.